EB03 pre-orders are officially out. It is getting super expensive, but it might have a good reason why it's really expensive. Today, we're going to be talking about the price tag that is on EB03 on pre-order. Is it worth your money? That's what we'll be talking about, because it could just be hype, but at the same time, I don't think it is, and I'm going to explain why in this video, so let's discuss it. Alrighty, so let's take a look at EB03. So the pre-orders are about 300 USD, and for anyone wondering, yes, they are actually selling for that price. There is a nice amount of sales. There's 23 sales, and it's only been out for about a day-ish. That's how long the pre-orders have been. If you're curious what the cases are at, they're at 3.6. Okay, so I think that this is actually, it's kind of interesting. So there's basically three reasons why this is at this price. So number one is that there's just a lot of hype with One Piece right now. So people will just pick up anything and they'll just buy whatever, right? So me personally, this is very similar to the price of OP13. If I'm being real with you, I think OP13 is so much better than EB03. So I do find it kind of weird that this is the same price as that. So number one is that there's just a crap load of hype with One Piece right now. The second option is that people are hyped for this specific set and they're excited for this one specifically. And I do think this can be the case. However, I will just say one thing. I think it's a good set. The manga is good. The cards are good. But I think it's nothing mind-blowing, right? Like, it's a really good set, but it's nothing too crazy. Also, it is going to be sort of split where I believe OP14 and OP15 are also going to share some of the cards that EB03 has. It's something along the lines of that, but it is not going to be like exclusive cards inside. But nonetheless, it still has good cards. It's still a nice set. It still has a good manga. So then why is it $300? So there's a third option. And the third option is that there is going to be a premium on EB03 booster boxes. And this is what I think it is. I think it's going to be, there is going to be a premium for EB03 booster boxes. And the reason why, well, extra boosters in general. So basically, EB01 is incredibly expensive. So as you can clearly see, EB01 is $945. This is insane. Let's see what it actually sells for though. Yep, sells for $999, $950. This is a very expensive booster box, incredibly pricey. Now, this is the thing about EB01 is that it didn't get any reprints. So what a lot of people are doing is they're now thinking like, hold up, do extra boosters not get any reprints? Now, I guess it might make sense. Realistically, we don't know, but I believe that even EB02 hasn't gotten any reprints either, and this is quite an expensive booster box. So here's the thing. EB01 didn't get any reprints, but if I'm being honest with you, it's not that good of a set. It's okay, but it's not that good. The difference is that this is actually a good set. This is a killer set. It's phenomenal. So it kind of just makes you wonder if a pretty bad set can be $950, then what is a good set going to do? Now, there is a little bit of context needed with EB01. For anyone who doesn't know, there were a lot of playable cards. So this box used to be very cheap, but there were a lot of playable cards. So a lot of people opened up the boxes because they needed the cards inside. So what happened was the supply practically became non-existent. We're not going to see like, what, when did the set actually come out? I think it was like a year and a half ago, about that range. But maybe a little bit longer. Definitely a little bit longer. Maybe like almost 2 years, about that range. So you've got a question, let's just say 2 years. Can a 2-year-old booster box be $945? It's pretty difficult for it to do that. That's probably not going to happen in the future. Will that continue to repeat? I doubt that. So here's the thing. I think what people have done is they've looked at EB01 and they've seen, holy moly, that's $945. Then they looked at EB02 and they've thought like, man, I've lost my chance with that. It's way too old. Well, it's not even that old, but they would have looked at that and thought like, I don't know. And then now we have EB03 for $300. So I believe that there is a premium because of the speculation that there won't be reprints for it. So this is something that is very similar with Magic the Gathering. For anyone who doesn't know, Magic the Gathering is another trading card game, and there are two types of booster boxes: play booster boxes and collector booster boxes. Collector booster boxes don't get reprints, which means whatever there is on the release date, that's it, no more. So the thing is, if EB boxes are going to be the same, then they are always going to carry a premium against other booster boxes. Let me ask you a question. What would you rather own? Would you rather own a set that is coming out and it's looking like a decent set, but it's, let's just say OP15, OP16, OP17, or would you rather own an EB box that is maybe the same quality, a tad bit worse, a tad bit better, but it's like, well, they're the same price, right? Well, everybody would choose the one that's not going to get reprints. So then naturally, it would then get a premium added towards it. Let me show you what I mean. I understand that this set is not really hyped up as much. OP14. OP14 is a $190 booster box, which means that this sucker right here is $110 more. Now, I do believe that a decent portion of that premium compared to the other booster box is because this is a better set in my opinion. Now, I will just throw out there EB03. It's probably not going to get reprints. Or there's the speculation that they won't get reprints. So that then drives the price up, right? So that's kind of how I feel. So that's where I feel the premium is for this box. So let me ask you a question. Would you rather buy OP13 for $300 or would you rather buy EB03 for $300? OP13 is far better. We all know that. OP13 is a killer set. However, this box is worse in my opinion, but if there's less reprints, it can help it go up more. As we can see, EB01 is more expensive than OP05. You can see OP05 is $750 when EB01 is about $950, so it is more. It really will make you think, will there be a premium in the future for booster boxes that are the extra booster series? This is my opinion, right? I think that if there's no reprints, it's not a bad idea to buy this. However, I think a better idea is honestly buying EB02. And the reason why is this sucker came out in May. We are currently in December. May is the 5th month, which means this box is about 7-ish months old. That's up there in age. So for an extra booster box, you know what? Like, it's had some good time for it to get opened up. It's kind of like, right now, a lot of people are investing in One Piece, so that means that like all the future sets are most likely going to do less gains than what the older sets have done, right? Because every single time we see a price jump, you get more and more investors into the TCG. So EB02 is almost like prior November, right? Prior One Piece blowing up again. So there is also that as well. So I think that this could be a good buy. I think it's a much better buy. It's $320. You're literally paying $20 less. However, this box comes out in February, okay? So February is the 2nd month of the year. May is the 5th, which means there is about a 3-month difference. Okay, so when this set comes out, EB02 will be 3 months away from being 1 year old, which is pretty big. Like that's up there in age. That's definitely getting up there. So I don't think it is worth buying EB03 for that reason at this price. So what I was saying in my video, when I made the video about talking about it, I was basically saying, look, if it's like, I'll try and get it at MSRP. You know, I know my LGS is going to be putting it up on their website any day now. However, when it comes to a secondary, I was saying like maybe if it's like 200, 220, I guess. Because you got to remember, OP13, the secondary for that was like 180, 170. So why is this like almost double? It's purely because of the hype and also, in my opinion, the premium put on EB booster boxes. So that is kind of where I sit there. I think it's not a bad buy. So it's kind of like it's like those hamster wheels where you're constantly spinning, right? So this is not a bad buy because it's an EB boosted box, even at $300. But if that's not a bad buy, this is a great buy at $320, right? So it's like you've got this chain where it's like, I think it's worth forking out the money for this, but if you're going to, can you just add like $20 more and just grab this instead? That's kind of where I sit there. I do believe that this is a better set. The manga is better. The manga is way more expensive. It's really like, okay, when they do one of each gear for Luffy, they all will carry a premium because when are they going to do multiple of the same gear, right? So let's just say OP05. When are they going to do another OP05? Sorry, not OP5, Gear 5 Luffy. When are they going to do another Gear 5 Luffy manga? I mean, maybe if they want to reignite hype in like 5 years' time, they do one. It's something where we need to question if they're even going to do it, right? Now, I'm sure eventually, you know, they would want to do it. Maybe they'd want to do like a PRB thing, but like maybe they do a Gear 5 set where it's like every single Gear 5 Luffy manga. So it's like a packed set and it'll be like the next, maybe it'll be like OP50 or something. That would actually be sick. If they did 5 mangas, every single gear, holy crap, that'd be sick. So yeah, I think the premium on this box, like we can clearly see that this box here is 190. We can see that this is 300. This is a little bit hyped. This is hyped up a little bit more, but it doesn't have the hype that OP13 has, man. It's not at that level. OP13 is ahead of everything, man. OP13 is huge. So I think it is a little bit overpriced, and I think most of the premium is that it's most likely not going to get many reprints, even if at all, or even like one reprint. I don't even know. It's so like unknown territory because TCG is so new still. But going by history, these ones haven't really, and this box could do quite well. And this box, it's like, yeah, you can buy the other one for 300 or you can buy this for 320. That's just personally my take on this. I think buying booster boxes, like older boxes, buying really older boxes, I think that ship has sort of sailed a little bit, like buying it right now. But this is probably like one of the best items you could buy right now because it's got a really good manga. It's got a gear of Luffy. The thing is that once they do all 5 gears as mangas, it's like any set that has one, I feel like it could have a serious premium on it. Because there are going to be people who's going to want to collect every single gear of Luffy in like an order, all PSA 10, right? But people are only going to want to do that once there's every single gear done, right? So yeah, that's just kind of where I sit with this. I think it's definitely a good buy, but it's like, if that's a good buy, then this is a great buy. That's just kind of where I sit with that. Let me know what you guys think about this. It is coming off a really, really hot. It feels like 250, maybe 220. That would be a bit of a different story. But 300 is kind of just a bit too much in my opinion. I think it's like, it was like 250. It's a different story, right? It's a $70 difference from 250 to 320, so it is a bit more, but it's not. It's like a $20 difference, which is just not enough for me to bite the bullet and buy this one. I think it's much better to just put in that extra $20 bill and buy EB02. That's just my opinion though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, but that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.